Labor Day in Jamaica is recognized as a time to volunteer your labor for the upliftment of our communities. It is a time I personally look forward to because I love to lend a helping hand while interacting with community members. Today, as we celebrate Labor Day 2024 under the theme, Ramp Up the Access, Show You Care, our focus is on inclusion and support for our fellow Jamaicans with disabilities, the elderly, and the vulnerable. Our observance today is a call to action, a reminder of our collective responsibility to uplift every member of our community. I encourage every Jamaican to embrace the theme and participate in one of the many Labor Day projects taking place across the island. Volunteering on Labor Day and beyond is a tradition that reflects our shared values. Since 1938, Jamaican workers have left us a legacy of volunteerism and social activism. Your actions can make a difference in your community. For Labor Day this year, municipal corporations across Jamaica were allocated a combined total of $53 million to support Labor Day projects. This investment underscores our commitment to making public spaces accessible to everyone, in line with the Disabilities Act, which came into effect on February 14, 2022. I urge all building and planning committees of the municipal authorities to make a priority of accessibility in their approval process, ensuring that we meet the needs of our physically challenged and our elderly family members. Now, I'm pleased that we have managed the economy so well that we can meaningfully provide social protection and support for all members of our Jamaican family who need a social safety net. Good economic management has enabled us to implement effective policies and programs for persons with disabilities, the elderly, and our most vulnerable. Now, I would like to share a few examples of these initiatives with you. The Child Development Center is now serving 223 children with developmental disabilities. The Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities provided rehabilitative grant support valued at approximately 22 million Jamaican dollars to 382 persons with disabilities. The Registrar General's Department began issuing birth certificates in Braille on the 1st of May 2024. In 2021, we introduced the Social Pension Program, providing a guaranteed income for vulnerable Jamaicans aged 75 and older who do not have NIS support. This year's budget increased the allocation for the social pension by 65%. In the coming year, to ease the electricity bill burden on public sector retirees, the NHD will expand its home grants to include the installation of solar panel systems on the houses of qualifying public sector pensioners up to a maximum of $1.5 million each. Now, the annual pension exemption and the age relief exemption have been increased from a mere 80,000 Jamaican dollars to 250,000 Jamaican dollars for each exemption, providing significant relief from taxes and putting more money in the pockets of our pensioners. Effective April 1, 2023, pension benefits under the National Insurance Scheme increased by 23% from $3,400 to $4,200 per week for the full rate pensioners. The benefit for the three-quarter rate pensioners increased by 37% from $2,550 to $3,500 per week. Half-rate pensioners saw a 76% increase from $1,700 per week to $3,000 per week. Since 2016, the minimum wage has moved from $6,200 to its current $13,000 per week, representing a 110% increase over the 7-year period. Effective June 1 this year, the minimum wage will be increased once more from its current $13,000 per week to $15,000 per week. We created the new social housing program, which aims to improve housing condition of our poor and indigent population. Over 200 houses have been built under the program, with additional homes at varying stages of construction to be delivered this year. We aim to construct 500 social housing solutions in this fiscal year. A total of $6 billion was expended on PATH beneficiaries as of December 2023, with $372 million spent on back-to-school expenses for 106,000 students. 458 beneficiaries from PATH households received entrepreneurship grants under the Step to Work program, totaling $73.2 million. This year's budget has increased the allocation to PATH by approximately 30%. The NHD, in partnership with the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development, will construct 14 homeless shelters on government lands across Jamaica. New male wards have been built at the St. James and Portland infirmaries, costing $45 million each. At the St. Anne's Bay Infirmary, $50 million has been allocated for rehabilitation. The Falmouth Homeless Center in Trelawney opened at a cost of $25 million. The Ocherius Night Shelter in St. Anne was opened to accommodate the homeless. A drop-in center and night shelter adjacent to the Clarendon Infirmary was opened. Phase 2 of the Desmond Mackenzie Transitional Center for the homeless in downtown Kingston commenced to increase its occupancy to 100 persons. We will be making our social safety net even stronger by introducing unemployment insurance. Losing your job through no fault of your own, even for a short time, can place you and your dependents at risk. You will recall that 150,000 Jamaicans lost their jobs during the COVID pandemic. The government stepped in with a massive care program which cushioned the blow and prevented most households affected from falling into poverty. The unemployment insurance scheme will ensure that our Jamaican households will maintain a minimum standard of living during a period of unemployment of the breadwinner. Now, I know that there are those listening who are surprised by the many programs of the government targeted at the vulnerable. Yes, we are doing quite a bit. But I also know that there are those as well who would say it is not enough. From being in the field and managing your affairs from the desk of the Prime Minister, I see the extent of the need, and I agree that much more needs to be done and many more vulnerable persons need to be protected by our social safety net. However, it is undeniably true and must be acknowledged by even the most biased observer that we have provided more programs and resources than ever before, and it is our commitment to increase the pace at which we deliver benefits to you while being accountable and efficient with your resources. So as we celebrate you, our workers, and we thank you for your great effort in building Jamaica, we recognize that we must move our economy from a low-wage model to a high-wage, high-output economic model. We have taken the first step in increasing public sector compensation by over 200 billion Jamaican dollars, the largest increase in public sector wages ever in the history of Jamaica. Again, there are those who would say it is not sufficient. And again, I remind, it is the start of a bigger plan to transform our economy, and it is better than what had gone before. Now, I salute the workers of Jamaica, and I encourage you to go out and lend a helping hand to a person with disability in your community, a retiree, or just someone in need. I wish everyone a happy and productive Labor Day 2024. May God bless you and richly reward the sweat of your brow.